Welcome back to the Keto Bistro. So today we're going to make one of my favorite things to take on lunch besides the quesadilla wraps. So this is going to be a bacon wrapped cheeseburger log, and I'm going to cut it into mini hamburger sections. So I want to show you the ingredients that we're going to need first. So you're going to need 1 egg. I'm going to make 2 logs, so I'm using a half a pound of ground beef, and it's pretty lean. And then since I'm making 2 logs, I'm going to do 4 pieces of bacon, 2 for each. And then of course the seasoning, my go-to seasoning. We have garlic powder, salt and pepper, and onion powder. So we're going to get started. I'm going to first go ahead and kind of chop up my cheese a little bit better. I'm using Rich and Bold Cracker Barrel. I'm using sharp white and Gouda, but you can use cheddar, you can use shredded, you can use the string cheese that's already made into kind of a log. So cheese of your choice. So I've just chopped my cheese up into smaller sections, so I didn't want the large squares. They won't fit as well and roll up as well. If you have shredded, you won't have to do anything for that. And I just like the sharper taste, but I usually do this with cheddar because that's what I have. So in my mixing bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add, and I usually do about a half a teaspoon each, sometimes a little bit more. Onion powder, salt, pepper, so a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, garlic powder. Then I'm going to just set those to the side and get busy with my egg. So you do not have to add the egg. I add the egg to give it more of a meatloaf flavor, and you can even add almond flour or something to make it more really like meatloaf. It's up to you. The egg just kind of helps add a little bit more protein to the diet and makes it stick together a little bit better. So you just want to get it all nice and incorporated together so it's not like a slimy part of egg, slimy big hunk of meat. So I'm going to take half of my ground beef mixture, and it is a little bit slimy. Like I said, if you want to add the flour, you can to just hold it together a little bit better, or some kind of breadcrumbs. Cauliflower might be okay for cauliflower rice. So I'm going to make kind of like a boat. And I have 2 of my bacon slices. They're pretty thick. I use the Smithfield bacon. And you need to make sure on the back of the package you look for bacon. A lot of times the honey smoked will have carbs in it. So I just make sure I get the 0 carb bacon. So I'm just going to set the boat at the end of the bacon like that. And then I'm going to start putting my cheese in it. And then close it up. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. And then I want to make sure I get the cheese nice and covered up. And then I'm going to start rolling it. So I'm just going to use my bacon to help me roll it. And then you'll notice that the ground beef's kind of smushing out the side, so I'm going to roll it halfway on my bacon, and then I'm going to start folding my bacon over the other way so I start covering the rest of the log. So there I have 1 nice tight bacon log. I'm going to put it in my baking dish, and I'm using a pretty small dish that kind of fits these logs perfectly because I'm going to cover it when I bake it to begin with. So I'll do the second log and meet you back here. So here I have my 2 logs wrapped in bacon, and I'm going to cover with aluminum foil. I'm going to bake at 350 for 35 minutes. I will take it out, look at it. I'm going to uncover it and bake it some more. So I've taken them out of the oven, and I've turned my heat up on my oven to 400 degrees. So you can see they're starting to cook a little bit. I'm actually going to take them out and see if I need to drain it. And I don't really need to drain it any. There's a little bit of fat in the bottom. Yeah, I'll drain it some. But I'm just going to leave them in the pan and drain it. Now I'm using 93% lean. So if you're using something that's a little bit fattier, you'll want to pour out some of the juice. So this time I'm going to uncover. I'm going to put them back in for an additional 35 minutes, 400 degrees without the aluminum foil cover. And you can see there's some fat in there, and the bacon's not as crispy as I like it. So I'm going to take it out, just get it out of the fat that it's sitting in. It's cooked, but I'm going to roll it over, and I'm going to broil it on low. But you see all the fat in the bottom of that pan? So I'm just going to put it on my original pan and aluminum foil that I was preparing it on and put it back in on broil. So I've just broiled on one side for 10 minutes on low. And right before I took it out, I probably left it on, I turned it on high for probably 30 seconds. So it's looking real crisp, and that's how I like it. So I'm going to do it on the other side. I'll start on low, and I probably only need to do it on this side 7 minutes. You can decide when you look at it. It depends on how you like your bacon. I am one of those people who needs crispy bacon. So I'm going to get it crispy. Inside's done. It's just the outside that I want nice and crispy. I've plated them. They're still a little warm. So one serving is going to be a half of a log. And you can take it just like this. Or what I like to do is I like to go ahead and cut it into maybe 1/2-inch sections. And you can see, because some of the layers had bacon, several layers of bacon. That you're going to get some bacon that's not, but you can see the little cheese in the middle, the bacon on the outside. So I'll just take these in a little bento box with some pickles and maybe tomato cucumber salad. And like I said, you can take the whole log if you want. A half's usually plenty for me. And macros. So you're looking at one log. So if you eat the whole log, you're getting 368 calories, 23.3 grams of fat, 0 carbs depending on the cheese you use, 35.3 grams of protein. So in each log, so I'm actually getting half of that. So I may take the whole one and eat it later. In the whole lunch, counting the salad and pickles, you're looking at 4 carbs, including the ketchup, because it's the no sugar added ketchup. So I'm going to put the ingredients and the macros in the description below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.